Hello and welcome back to another video. My name is RegretfulTurtle, and in this video I'm going to show you how to create this old school RuneScape scimitar. Scimitar? Scimmy? Anyways, let's get started. Alright, first of all, we're going to get our image from Google, and then we're just going to, just type in old school RuneScape scimitar, and then we're going to go ahead and copy and paste it into our program. So here we are, we're using Affinity Designer, and now we're going to go ahead and create a new layer, and we're going to call this layer stroke for our stroke layer. And now we're just going to pretty much grab our pen tool, alright, and then we're just going to start tracing. Alright, so it's pretty easy, it's not too hard. We're going to go ahead and start with the blade first, and so we're just going to go ahead and go click on here, and we're just going to follow the lines, and we're going to go ahead and create these sharp edges. Alright, so here we go. Doom, boop. 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 See? Simple as that. Alright, and now we're going to go ahead and do 8-point stroke. So just go 8 points. Alright, that's pretty good. And now we have this nice little blade for our RuneScape scimitar. And then now we're going to go ahead and create the handle, alright? And we're going to create this portion of the handle, so we're just going to go do the same process, just follow along with the image, just the same way. Like this. Boom. Boom. Okay? And don't worry if this blade part on the bottom is overlapping with this handle piece. We're going to go ahead and fix that in a minute. And then now we're going to go ahead and create this bottom part of the handle, the part where you actually hold the handle. Alright, so let's just go that right there. Same process, we're just following along the image. Simple as this. Look at that. Perfect. Like that. Like that. Boom. And boom. Okay. So there we are. Let's just bump this guy a little bit more. There we go. And there we go. Okay, so now, again, like I said, don't worry about this overlapping. We're going to go ahead and fix that in a minute. But first, we're going to go ahead and create our line, a line right here. As you can see, there's a little bit of an edge right here and then right here. So we're going to go ahead and create those lines now. And so just select your pen tool again, P on your keyboard, and just follow along with those lines like this. And you can go like that. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and create this line right here on the bottom. So just deselect the line you created and hit P on your keyboard for your pen tool, and you're going to click this bottom piece and then go right here. Boom, simple as that. And now we're going to go ahead and create these lines that we just created. We're going to go ahead and thin them out. So on our pressure properties right here on the right hand side of the screen, we're going to go ahead and just lower it right to about right here, halfway, and that will just decrease the thickness of the lines we created, so they're thinner and they're not so thick. And now we have that little nice shape right there. And if you pay close attention, this brown part is actually on top of this handle piece right here. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and get rid of these overlapping pieces. So how we're gonna do that is just very simple. We're gonna go ahead and grab this longer piece, this rectangular piece, and we're gonna drag it down below our handle right here. And now what we're gonna do is select both of these guys. So select this guy and then select this guy, and then we're gonna hit L. Actually, before we do that, we're gonna go ahead and duplicate this bottom handle right here. And now what we're gonna do is select this guy and this guy. So hold Shift on your keyboard and then hit subtract, and boom, we got rid of this piece right here, like in our main image, how this brown piece is overlapping. And now we did that with our stroke. Okay, and so now what we're going to do is also clean this piece right here up. And how we're going to do that is grab your main handle right here, this handle, hit Control J to duplicate it, and then with one of the duplicate, we're going to hold Shift, and then we're going to select the main blade and then hit subtract. And boom, it cleans up that blade or that excess line quite nicely. Okay, And now what we're gonna do is see how this kind of looks weird, because it doesn't, like, this kind of looks like it should be one piece. So we're gonna go ahead and add that right now. So what we're gonna do is just go to this line and hit this node, and then go up to that corner. See, diagonal. Okay, now that we have that done, and now it looks like it's actually part of the whole blade. All right, it looks very nice. I think it looks pretty good. All right. And so now what we're going to do is also going to do the same thing with this handle. We're going to add little lines, little detail lines. So we're just going to go do the same thing. Go like that. And then just go boom to each corner. And once you got this done, we're going to go ahead and hit P on your keyboard and go to this corner on the bottom. And select that. And then go to this point right there and boom. And then all we got to do is just clean it up a little bit. And now you got this nice little piece on your rune Scimmy. It gives it dimension. It gives it that 3D look that we're looking for. Okay. And then now what we're going to do is hit P on the keyboard, and we're going to give our rune Scimmy a little bit of 3D dimension as well. And then we're just going to go ahead and do this right here. See? We're just going to create small little lines like this. Close to the edge, but not super close, but also not super far. A nice distance. And now you got that kind of 3D look on your rune Scimmy. Okay, now that all our strokes are done, now what we're going to do is go ahead and color. So what we're going to do is grab our stroke layer and hit Ctrl J on your keyboard, and we're going to rename it color. And then you're also going to lock your stroke layer, so hit Ctrl L on your keyboard to lock it, or you can hit this icon right here, lock, unlock, and it'll lock the layer, and that way we don't accidentally grab those lines. And then now what we're going to do is get rid of unnecessary lines that we don't need. All we need is the main base shape. Okay, so we can get rid of all these little lines that we don't need for our color layer. So just get rid of all those details. And now that we have all those details cleaned up, we're going to go ahead and just select all of these. And then we're going to go ahead and get rid of the strokes. And then we're just going to fill all of them up with this color of the rune Scimmy. Okay. So grab your eyedropper tool and select the color from your image. And then go ahead and just fill it all up with that color. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and move our image over to the side so we can see it. And then we're going to go ahead and color our handles. So this main handle is a yellow gold. Okay, so now what we could do is go to hue and slide it to the yellow. And then we're just going to go ahead and make it a little bit lighter with a little bit of desaturation like that, and you get that gold color. Okay. And if you need the hex code, the RGB hex codes is B9AF2A. Alright? And so now what we're going to do is the same thing. Now we're going to color this bottom piece of the handle. So to do that, we're just going to go ahead and go to our fill, and then just select the same color we just had selected. And now we're going to fill this middle piece with that brown. That nasty brown color. Nasty brown color. So in order to do that, we're going to go ahead and zoom in on our image and hit P on our keyboard for our pen tool, and we're just gonna go ahead and just follow along this guy, this handle right here. See that? Just go like boom, boom, and boom. And now all you have to do is just go to your colors and just go make it into a brown color. So let's go ahead and make it a dark brown. That looks good, and the hex code for this guy is 593800. Okay, and now that we have that done, now we're going to go ahead and do our many details. So now what you got to do is create a new layer, and we're going to call it shadows. Alright, and then now, after you got that done, and now we're going to go ahead and start filling the parts that we're going to go ahead and shade. Alright, so in order to do that, in our shadow layer, I'm going to go ahead and make this part of this rune Scimmy highlighted and the back piece of it shadowed. Alright, so now we're gonna go ahead and do our main Scimmy, the main blade piece. So what we're gonna do is follow this line that we created right here, and then we're just gonna go ahead and just follow all the way through and close it off. So go back to the original point to close off that line. Make any minor adjustments, and then now what we're gonna do is just go to that rune Scimmy color and make it very dark. So go to your lightness and pretty much black like that. And then we can lower the opacity a little bit so it's not so dark. Okay, and now you got that nice 3D look on that blade. And now what we're gonna do is make this part of the handle a dark color. Okay, so just again select your pen tool, P on your keyboard, and then just close off that square, and then just make it that same dark color that you use for the main blade, and then just go to about a little bit over 50% opacity, so about 50-60% opacity. And now we're gonna do the same thing for this bottom piece right here, the bottom piece of the blade. So again, just use your pen tool just to create a square, going over all this, and then go around it on your stroke like that. That way it doesn't go over this brown piece. And then just going to select that same color, and again about 65 or 60% opacity. And now look at that, it's looking great. It's looking amazing actually. Okay, so now what we're going to do is do this part of the blade as well. Okay, so just again follow along your lines. And this thing I like about this Old School RuneScape items is that it's so easy to just follow along because it's so like edged. There's not really curves, like weird curves to it, and so it's easy to figure out how to make what to make highlighted and what to not make highlighted. And again, about 75% or 65% opacity. And boom, there you go. Look at that. It's looking pretty nice. Not gonna lie, they're looking quite nice actually. Okay, and so now what we can do is go ahead and just create some little bit more details on the shadow. So what we're gonna do is go ahead and create a line like this, like so, and we're gonna make it that same dark color that we use for our shadows. And our stroke pressure, we're gonna go bring it all the way back. Actually, we're gonna save that profile because we might need that, and then we're gonna bring all the stroke pressure all the way up, and then make that hit in the middle of it to make a node, and then bring this guy down like so, and then just lower the opacity to about 70%. And there you go, you got a nice little shadow right there. And now we'll just create another one just right here too, and you don't have to mess with your stroke pressure property at all because it already is made. And now we just add a nice little details like that. Okay, and now what we're going to do is add our highlights. So create a new layer and call it highlights. And now what we're going to do is the same thing as our shadows. We're just going to go ahead and create some lines, and then instead of the dark color, we're going to go ahead and make it white, and then very high opacity, 100% or a little bit less than 100% opacity. I like doing a little bit less than 100% just because it's not like super white, and then it gives it a nice highlight look. And the same thing, we're just going to go ahead and make another layer, another little line like so, adjust it, and then make another one down here. And for this bottom one, we're going to go ahead and hit save profile and then reset it. And then we're going to go ahead and grab the left part of the node on our stroke pressure, hold Alt, and go down like so to about this piece right here. And what that does is taper our line, so it goes from thin to thick. And now we just add a little bit more, variety to our highlights. Okay, that looks pretty good to me. And now what we're going to do is just add a highlight on the handle right here, like so. Make your point start from the left to the right, and then we're just going to adjust it. And boom, bang, done. Look at that. Now we're going to create another highlight right here. The same way, just keep on making a straight line. And then one more on this part right here. But this guy, we're going to go ahead and do our arc like this instead. And then just thin out in the middle a little bit, like so. See, look at that. Boom. And now you have your nice RuneScape scimitar. Scimitar? Skimmy meter? Well, who knows? But like, you have your nice Old School RuneScape item. And it's easy to make your vectors just like that. Simple when you know how. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you hit that like button, subscribe, comment whether it was good or it was bad. I don't know, it's up to you guys. But thanks for watching, and I hope to see you guys next time. Alright, see you later. Peace.